Okay guys, I wanted to show you guys the basics of drawing with SketchUp. A lot of y'all might know this from previous experience and projects you've done over the years at Village Tech, but I wanted everyone to at least get the chance to start with some real basic knowledge. So today's assignment, at the end of the day, I want you to be able to draw rectangles of different sizes, but first, before you get started with that, you'll watch this and then take a short quiz to see if you've mastered all the concepts of just the basics. So the first thing, since what we're doing today is going to be just in 2 dimensions, we're actually not going to draw anything 3D today. We will later, but for this part, we're just going to do 2D modeling. So let's just go ahead and switch first you would want to switch the camera to a top view. So you go up here and you go to camera, and then you're going to switch it to a standard, which is a top view. And then also I would like you to change it to parallel projection, since we're just drawing in 2 dimensions. It probably wouldn't make too much of a difference, but just we're all looking at the same thing. Go right here, change it to parallel projection. Okay, so you now have all of that. So that didn't require the use of any of these tools up here. That only required you to use the toolbar right here, the camera toolbar. Alright, so, but most of the time you'll be using these tools right here. So I wanted to walk through a couple of these tools and give you a chance to see what they do. Alright, the select tool is important. It'll change from whatever you have. Note that whatever shows up on the screen is the tool that matches it. So if I have a move tool, it'll match this right here. If I change it to this, it'll change that. So you can always see what tool it is that you're using based on how the icon changes right there. But the select tool is just like this, and you use it to, pick things on your drawing that you want to change or modify. All right. The next tool that you need to be familiar with is the line tool. It has different options. If you pull down, you could do a solid line or freehand. I almost have never used freehand. I just use the line tool. And so you could just come in here and start drawing, and all lines have a couple different things marked on them. First of all, you can always find the midpoint, which is the very middle of the line. That'll come in handy later when we start doing geometry stuff with midpoints. It will always snap onto the line, so if I'm over here, I could move over here and see it'll jump on that line. So wherever I start, the line would be coming off of that line. So that's helpful. And then probably the most helpful thing is snapping to the end point. So if you go along and it changes green, that's the end point. So you can draw from end point to end point, and you know you did it right because then the shape fills in solid all the way. So let me just show you that all again. I'm just going to Control Z instead of using the erase, but you could erase too. So let me show you again. So you start, draw, click, release, click, release, and fill in. Okay? That gives me a good chance. I don't want this. That gives me a good chance to show you the select tool. So I like to erase things by the select tool. Now it's very specific. You can click on certain parts, like just this line, and I'm going to Command Z to undo that. You could also go up here to edit, undo. You can just select the inside and make it a hollow figure on the inside. Or sometimes it's faster to select the whole thing, and I just use the delete key, and bam, it's gone. You can select only certain parts. Whatever touches the drawing would be selected with this dotted square. So that would work like that. So hopefully that gives you some ideas. I have seen a lot of students that like to use this tool as well, the eraser. I don't use it a lot, but it's good. You just basically click on anything you want to erase. So see, I'm not such a big fan. You have to click, hold, go over whatever you want to erase, and then when you release, it will go away. So it can be useful to some. I prefer to just select and delete. That's my method of erasing. Okay, so I've erased all that for a good reason. I don't want to just draw random lines. When I'm drawing in SketchUp, there's a reason I'm drawing in SketchUp. It's because I want to make accurate scale drawings. And the best part about that is that I can specify exactly how long I want all of my lines to be. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a square that is only 2 inches long on each side. And I'm going to show you how to do that. I normally start my drawings at the origin. So I would start right here at the origin. I would go up 2. And you can see over here that the length changes. But that's not accurate to try to guess. The best way you can do it is just draw with your arrow the direction you want your line to go. So I know I want mine to go straight up on the green axis. And then I'm just going to type in on my keyboard 2. And if you notice over here, the length changed to 2. Let me do that again. So the length is, 6 feet. And I'm going to type in 2, enter. Okay, it looks like it didn't draw anything, but that's because the line is really small, which gives me a chance to show you another tool. You can use the zoom tool right here to actually see the line. You can also do a 2-finger drag or the scroll wheel on the Macs, but I can scroll in, and there is my 2-inch line. Gives me a chance to show you another tool, the tape measure. You can use this as much as you want. It actually doesn't change your drawing at all. And you can delete all the guides that it puts in. So I'm going to check from endpoint to endpoint is exactly 2 inches. And you can see right there. Now it doesn't actually say that it's 2 inches. There's a different tool for that we'll get to later. But it will show you right here on the screen how long it is. Okay, let's complete the square. Let's go ahead here, and I'm going to go ahead and type in 2, enter, and then I'm going to do 2, enter, and then I can just close my figure like that. Okay, I know there's quicker ways to do it. I know some of you guys know how to use the rectangle tool, and you saw all sorts of shortcuts you could do, but I wanted to show you how I do it. So if you've got different ways, that's perfectly fine. Alright, that gives me a chance to show you the pan tool. So my square is at the top of my drawing. I would prefer to have it down here. So all I need to do for that is to click on the pan tool, grab the drawing without releasing, and pull it over to this corner. So now this is over here, and I can draw another shape. So this time I'm going to draw a rectangle that's 4 inches by 10 inches. So I'm going to go here, I'm going to go up 10, I'm going to go over 4, and then I can just close the shape. Now some of you guys see the shortcut that I can use. I can, without saying 10 inches, I can just keep everything on the axis, and it would do just the same thing for me. Okay, so now I've got a 2-inch square, a 4 by 10 rectangle, and I guess the one last shape I'll do is going to be a, say, 6 by 8 rectangle. I'll come down here, and I will click at any point, and I'm going to go up 6 inches. I'm going to go over 8. I'm going to go down 6, and I'm going to connect back. Okay, so I drew my 2-inch square, my rectangle 1, and my rectangle 2. Just to show you, I'm going to show you the dimension tool. It's not actually on this row of tools, but if you go here and you grab dimensions, then it will do a couple helpful things for me. First of all, I can show the length of all my widths and heights, just like that. And now it comes up small, but you should be able to see that that's 2 inches right there. And then I could also do it from here to here, like that. I can do it from here to here, and I can do it from here to here, and on my last one as well. So that's helpful because just real quick I can check and make sure that all my links are the way that I wanted them. Now you'll probably not want to clutter up your drawing on the same layer, but we'll talk later about layers and all that good stuff and components. Today is just an introductory lesson. You could also do the area by going to dimensions again, and instead of clicking an edge, I think you can click right in the, oh no, it's not that one, it's this one. So you click right in the middle and it will tell you the area of your figure, like that. Forgot that it wasn't dimensions, it's the other one. Okay, so that's a couple helpful things that you can use. I think that should be enough to get you through the assignment. The tools we've covered: the select tool, the erase tool, the line tool, the pan tool. We covered all of those in this lesson, and the tape measure. So those are the ones that you should be familiar with. Just real quick, to show you how you erase things, I will show you how to erase things again. You can just select it and click the delete, or you can use the eraser, click hold, run it over, and then release. So that is how you erase, just in case you make a mistake. I don't want you to erase all of your work because then you wouldn't have anything to turn in. But that's just in case you make a mistake. Okay, I hope that works for you guys. Let me know if you have questions.